Now, South Africa will mark the 30th anniversary of freedom on Saturday, a significant breakthrough for all South Africans. On the 27th of April 1994, South Africans of all skin color, gender and creed cast their first democratic vote for a government of choice. And 2 years later, that significant electoral event saw the promulgation, shall I say, of the world-admired constitution on the 18th of December 1996. Nasiphi sat down with constitutional law expert Professor Pierre de Vos and filed this report for us.
On 27 April, South Africa will celebrate the 30th anniversary of our nation's first democratic elections. It was a historic milestone that marked the end of apartheid and the beginning of a new era of freedom and equality enshrined in the Constitution. A document hailed the world over, and that's close to the heart of Professor Pierre de Vos, who spent the last 3 decades studying, teaching and living it.
The good news for me is that it's been 30 years and the notion that we have a constitution that is democratic has not come under serious attack. I think many countries, the average lifespan of a constitution is less than 15 years.
Although celebrated, Prof. de Vos admits that society still lags behind the Constitution's vision of the nation.
Inequality, economic flourishing, all of those things, which really depends on the government of the day and the policies they implement and how they implement it or don't implement it. So much more can be done and should be done, because it's really untenable to live in a society that is unfair.
A key chapter in the Constitution is the Bill of Rights.
The Bill of Rights and the rights there, it goes further than a traditional liberal constitution. It contains social economic rights. It recognizes that it's not only the state that can abuse rights, it's also private individuals, big companies, all of these things. And it also says that the state has a positive obligation to try and get people to enjoy their rights fully. So, and in that regard, if I have to choose one right, it's going to be the right to equality and the prohibition against unfair discrimination, which is, of course, given our history, profoundly important, both for prohibiting unfair discrimination and for explicitly allowing for redress measures.
Over the past 3 decades, the Constitution has evolved with 17 amendments.
And it's important that the Constitution can be amended because society changes and the electorate change and the needs change.
The Constitution stands as one of the most important documents and a blueprint to the country's history, embodying the values of democracy.
That one must understand that the Constitution is a very good blueprint and a starting point. But it is not a replacement for politics, not a replacement for active citizenship, for protest, for all of these things.
So as the country celebrates Freedom Day, Professor de Vos reminds us that it's the Constitution that keeps the promise of 27 April 1994. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Nasiphi in Cape Town.